Hacker here on the 1010XL Facebook page. XL Primetime just wrapping up. A lot of Jaguar talk today, obviously. Week 3 of Jaguar OTAs begins today. Jaguars have 4 practices today. They practice today, they'll go tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. And then that's it for OTAs. Next week is mandatory minicamp, keyword mandatory minicamp. We'll talk about that as well during the week. And then the training camp is at the end of July. As far as today goes, a couple observations. Terrell Pryor, his first practice as a Jacksonville Jaguar. The one thing I noticed about Terrell Pryor, he was one of the first guys out on the field, which was nice. Obviously, we're getting ready to go. One of the first offensive guys I saw. Boy, he's big. 6'4", 228 pounds is what he's listed. We talked about this on the show today. Terrell Pryor is 23 pounds, listed as 23 pounds heavier than pretty much any other wide receiver with a realistic shot at making the team. So, clearly the biggest body the Jaguars have of the wide receivers. He's now joining Chris Conley and DJ Chark, all wide receivers on the Jags roster. They're 6'3" or taller. So the Jags have some big guys on that wide receiving core now. Terrell Pryor, the biggest of them, listed at 6'4", 228 pounds. Another observation today was Calais Campbell. Not so much for what he did during practice, but the fact that he's here. I mean, all the talk about Ngakoue and Ramsey and Fournette and Telvin Smith and all these guys that aren't here. Well, here's Calais Campbell going into year number 12. One of the most accomplished guys, current guys in the National Football League at the defensive line position. You could argue his name will be bantied about for Hall of Fame consideration when his playing career is over. 98, 99 degrees out there, and he's out there with the young guys, teaching them, going through drills with them, doing everything that the rookies and the first and second year players are doing. I just thought that was interesting, and maybe we shouldn't give him credit. I mean, it's a job, but again, we've talked so much about voluntary workouts this offseason and about the guys that aren't here. What about the guys that are here, including Calais Campbell, which to me is a very big story. He met the media today as well. Made a comment about Telvin Smith in his press conference, basically saying he's still holding out hope that Telvin Smith does change his mind and comes in for the 2019 season. I think that ship has sailed, but hey, maybe Calais has had dialogue. Maybe he knows more than we do about the Telvin Smith situation, so that'll be certainly something to monitor. Aside from that, a normal OTA practice, Nick Foles looked very, very good, as he has pretty much the entire OTAs that we've been out there. Again, hitting receivers in stride. There was one to Keelan Cole, which was a very good pass earlier on today. You will expect more of that tomorrow. And again, took a good look at the tight ends today as well. The tight end group was where we were, the media along the practice field. Tight ends were closest to us. Josh Oliver and Jeff Swaim, boy, they're big guys. You know, I don't know what they're going to do on the field in the fall with pads on, but I know looking at those two men, Josh Oliver, very, very good looking in the drills he was doing. Jeff Swaim, the same, the tight end the Jaguars signed from Dallas. So a lot of good work going on out there. Again, you can only tell so much in helmets and shorts, and we understand that. But from what we can go on, it was a good, solid work practice today. Again, back on the field tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and that's it for Jaguar OTAs. The voluntary portion is over. Next week is mandatory minicamp, then about a month and a half off, and they'll come back in late July to start training camp here in 2019.